welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. So, I had a request a while ago to check out this video from self-researched NBA Facts, and this one is his all-time top 30 ranking, and yeah, so I had a request to check it out. Then it got buried in the list, and I had the same request come back in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta definitely do this. It's been about a month, I think, so my bad for it taking so long, but hey, it's been worse before because I get a lot of requests, so it is what it is. But I definitely do want to check this out. So it's gonna be a top 30, gonna be a longer one, you guys, so grab a snack, grab a drink, let's kick back and relax, and you know, it's gonna be his personal list. So it's not like I'm gonna be like combative or anything like that to his list. I respect his list. Whatever it is he's gonna say, it's his list. It's not mine. So, but I definitely will react to the things that he says and see where it is. From whatever I've seen a good handful of videos from Self-Researched, and I've always been a fan of his channel. So it's not like there's any beef or anything like that. So like I said, I'm just gonna react to his list as it's happening in real time, and let's have a little bit of fun with it. So anyways, you guys, link to the original video is down below in the description if you want to check out Self-Researched. Check out his channel. You'll see a list of channel members. Shout out channel members. I appreciate you guys. Like the vid if you could, hype the vid if you could, and let's do this, huh? Happy holidays, y'all.
All right, old school NBA fans, self-research, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. Comment of the day. It's not always a positive one. Sometimes you get knuckleheads like this guy. I can only guess his age. I'm going to say you're 17. I have no idea. Coming from Josh Hudson 282. He says, you know what? LeBron is the GOAT. He played 22 years straight without quitting the NBA 3 times to go smoke cigars and gamble.
Okay, so what? Vince Carter is the GOAT as well because he played nonstop and didn't retire? That's the whole criteria? Okay. Then why is it got to be LeBron? I'll give it to Vince Carter.
I'm not even sure I take that as an insult. Now, it does show the ignorance and obvious robot sheep mentality of someone like that. Okay, yeah, Michael Jordan was the best we've ever seen, and then he said, okay, I'm good now. I'll go gamble, smoke cigars, play golf, whatever it is he wanted to do, because he owned the NBA for a longer period of time than anybody in my lifetime. And then you got the guy that you want to anoint.
Real quick, before he gets into that, in a lot of sports, you see the greatest walk away and then come back. It's kind of a thing that happens. Off the top of my head, Michael Phelps did the same thing too. It was like, yeah, I'm bored with winning. But then eventually he wasn't in shape anymore, and he was like, the new challenge is, can I get back in shape and win again? You know, when you have a level of greatness, you need to be able to find ways to motivate yourself into being that, to get back to that level of greatness. And Michael Jordan experienced that.
You want LeBron James to be the GOAT. He just doesn't have the goods. You try to manufacture a case, and he himself has tried every trick in the book, trying to get all these stars, stacking the deck in his favor, somehow kept his athleticism all the way up to the age of 40 and possibly beyond, even though no other player could do it. All the other players, when they approached that age, including Michael Jordan, their athleticism was obviously gone. But LeBron has almost all his explosiveness? That doesn't make you wonder why at all. And even with all the advantages, the easy league to do everything in now, everything is tailor-made for LeBron James. Well, he's mustered 4 championships in 22 years.
Yep.
That's it. And just to get those 4, he needed a miracle 3, a suspension, and a virus, COVID in 2020, to make that happen. Without those things, who knows? He may only have 1 championship. But next time, if you guys are going to come on here and you want to contradict something I have to say, that's fine. I have no problem at all with disagreement. But bring some facts. Don't just bring your emotion and getting personal about...
Yeah, that's true. This whole comment here is just fifis. There's no logic or anything in there. It's just, I feel this way, so you need to agree with how my fifis are.
Michael Jordan, I mean, come on. I don't even care about that stuff. I don't care if he was a philanderer or he was a gambler. So what? Just like people talk about the nepotism with his son, or, oh, he was at the Diddy parties. I don't care about any of that stuff. If he was or he wasn't, doesn't matter to me. I care about what happened on the court, period. All right, in this video here, I got my updated ranking. I read
Okay, here we go.
And I combined a couple of them and added one in. I realized that I had two separate categories for conference competition and division competition. Now, I did look at them separately, but I just combined them into one criteria. And also I had mental fortitude and leadership in two separate categories. And I kind of feel like they kind of go together. Galvanizing the troops, being a leader, you're the guy that gets your team up and ready to play. All that matters, absolutely. Now that one is opinion-based, but still, and in very important criteria. So I actually have my top 30 in here. And here's the criterias in order of how they are weighted, the value of each one, and how I did it. Some people
That's hard, by the way. A top 30 is very, very difficult. I tap out around 15 usually.
Asked me if I could explain it a little better on exactly how I come up with the criteria, a system, a formula that I get my rankings, and I have no problem sharing that. Here you go. So in order of value, number one is the percentage of chances at a title. I just did a video the other day, legitimate shots at a title. If you were in the finals or you were a number one seed, that is a shot at a title. I did not include anything else. Not a 2 seed, a 3 seed. If you were the number one seed or you were in the finals, that's your chances. And I did not make any distinction between a player who went 6 for 6 or a player that went 2 for 2, let's say. Same percentage. They get the exact same thing. Only on 100% will I then take the guy who did it more times. On the rest of them, no distinction at all. If you went 4 for 8 or you went 2 for 4, you're 50% either way. Because the guy that won 4 had 8 shots at it. The guy that won 2 only had 4 shots at it. So it's not just about winning, it's about cashing in legitimate shots when you had them.
Okay.
Number 2, playoff success and competition. Both things together. Oh, I forgot to mention, obviously Michael Jordan was number 1 on criteria number 1. And the value, if you look at the bottom, not blowing leads, that was the one that had the least amount. You could get anywhere from 1 to 25 points with that one, and it goes all the way up on a scale to the number 1. You could get 20 at a minimum, 44 on the high end. Jordan took the number 1 criteria, going 6 for 6. There's no one that won that many who's on my list. Now, if you want to talk about Robert Horry, you can go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to. And no, John Havlicek was not perfect either, because they were the number 1 seed in 1973 and they got beat. So he was actually 8 for 9.
I mean, I just can't help but notice there's one LeBron here and it's for longevity. And that's it. Isn't that just a summary of all of it, though? That's the only argument for LeBron is longevity. And you saw that comment from that he started with. All it is he played 22 years. Cool, man.
On the second criteria, playoff success and competition, I took Bill Russell on the competition because he just had the best record. I mean, he was like 24-2, I think.
Yeah.
And Kobe actually played the best competition going by winning percentage. But when you combine the two, Bill Russell was number 1. Maximizing teammates. That's one that is definitely going to be opinion-based, but there were things I looked at, how the teammates did before joining the player, how they did afterwards, how the franchise in general did before you got there, how did they do after you left, and all the circumstances that goes with it. So don't tell me about, oh, well, when LeBron leaves a team, they fall apart. Well, typically other people leave too, or there's a rash of injuries actually, like what happened to Cleveland in 2011. We didn't get to see Mo Williams, Anderson Varejao, Anton Jameson, Baron Davis, a guy they acquired, all play together for a whole healthy season because they all got hurt. But maximizing team...
I can make an argument for Larry Bird and also Magic Johnson in that category as well.
There's no one...
By the way, yeah, I don't know what it is with the allergies. My sinuses are all screwed up. So yeah, my voice is still screwed up. Sorry, guys.
In NBA history, better than Bill Russell. Magic Johnson was second. Number 4, supporting cast. Akeem Olajuwon. As far as a player who's played a full career, he's had the weakest supporting cast as far as prime players. Now, players like Jokic and Giannis, absolutely, their supporting cast are probably a hair worse than Olajuwon.
Yeah.
But their careers are not over. So they're a little tricky because their careers are still going. They're not like LeBron, Durant, Curry, who they're coming towards the end of their career. So I treat it as such. Guys who haven't completed their full careers, a little bit more tricky because we don't know how it's going to end yet.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like ranking somebody like a Jokic or a Giannis or a Luka or anything like that yet. They're just hitting their primes.
Number 5, making the playoffs. Percentage of years you made the playoffs. Tim Duncan and Karl Malone were 19 for 19. They're the best.
Damn.
John Stockton also, but he didn't make my top 30. 5 and 10 year peak. I took Wilt Chamberlain on the 5-year. Now, I'm only talking about as an individual player, not as a team, because Bill Russell takes that hands down on the 5-year. He went over a 5-year period, won the championship 5 times with 4 MVPs. No one's touching that on a 5-year peak if you bring in the team success. But I was just talking about as an individual player. Wilt was the best for a 5-year peak. He just was. Michael Jordan, a 10-year peak. No one's beaten that because he won MVPs on the front and back end of a 10-year peak. There's no one playing at that level for that long.
Agreed.
2-way player, strength. I took Jordan only because he's got the most top 5 for MVP and the most top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm not being a homer or biased at all. I'm not, I promise.
No, I can't personally think of anybody who would take that either. And it's not just because I'm a big Jordan fan. I can't think of anybody who deserves it better. You know, we could throw in guys like Duncan, who was a great defender, but did he have what Jordan have on the offensive end? No. So, yeah, I got to give it to MJ too. Wemby, I'm looking at you, man. Become the new one.
And he's also tied for the most first-team all-defenses. And offensively, I feel like he's the best offensive player in NBA history.
Agreed.
Now, a short period of time, Wilt, but for a full career, it's Michael Jordan. And for defense, he's probably top 10. It was Michael Jordan for me. Success.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, Wilt is somebody who you could argue could be in that category as well because he did dominate both ends. But Jordan had more success with it. So, yeah, I still got to give it to Jordan because Jordan got 6 rings out of that.
As the team's best player, it's Bill Russell, hands down. The guy won 5 MVPs while winning 11 championships.
A lot of people like to argue that he wasn't the best player, though. That's where it gets interesting with Boston.
No one is touching that. Number 9, staying with the same team or colluding to go somewhere else. Whether you did it with other players, every circumstance is different. And I put not available because there's plenty of guys that got a good score on this, got a high score. Kobe, Tim Duncan, they never left. They stayed on one team. And I didn't hold it against like Olajuwon, who played his final year on Toronto.
Or Ewing.
Come on. Or Jordan, who went to the Wizards because he bought the team. How are you going to hold that against him?
Agreed.
Yeah, he colluded to go to the Wizards.
No, he didn't.
Him and Popeye Jones are going to join forces. Don't be stupid. Number 10, avoiding upset. It's Michael Jordan again. I'm sorry, but he never got upset.
Yeah, big time
Home court
moments.
Advantage. Bill.
The only other one I'd throw in there would be Bird. Right there. But yeah, I mean, Jordan still got it done more. 6 championships versus 3. Sorry, Bird. I'm a big fan, but
Russell didn't either, except for the 1 year when he was injured, but technically he did play in the series. he was a very, very close second.
I mean, Bill Russell with his undefeated Game 7 record. Yeah, you got an argument for him in there too, for sure. Because that means whenever his back was against the wall, one game, do or die, the guy never lost.
Coming up big in big moments and games. Can you think of any times where Jordan shrank at the end of a game?
Nope.
Or a big game they had to have, he just didn't show up at all and they caused them to lose the game? I can't. Now, the 95 Orlando Game 1 was the closest I saw. He did have a meltdown, but I got 30 moments to counter that one. Mm-hmm. Other than that one, I can't think of any. And the 93...
The irony is even in that game, if you just looked at the stats are like, ooh, it looks like he played good. But we all know from watching the game, he was something. What do I want to say? That wasn't Jordan. Like, that wasn't like legit Jordan, but it really shouldn't have been back then because he just came back from baseball. What, like 3 weeks prior to that?
Conference Finals Game 3 against the Knicks. He went 3 for 18, but he had a game score over 20. And if you watch the film in that game, which I did recently, he had 6 assists in the first quarter. And the Bulls were up by 18 points with 10 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. It was over. It didn't matter what Jordan was doing. And he just kept feeding Horace Grant and Cartwright and Pippen. Scottie Pippen did really well, 29 points, 10 or 12. Go look who's passing Pippen the ball to get those shots. It was Jordan. Number 12, longevity. Now, obviously, we can't prove what LeBron is doing to stay at this athletic level.
He's on that new juice.
But until we got concrete proof, LeBron is the best at longevity right now.
Yep.
Statistics, all things considered.
By the way, okay, so LeBron's the GOAT. It's over, right? We can just end it. LeBron's the GOAT? I'm just kidding, y'all. But yeah, I agree with self-research here. I give him the longevity award. And I reserve the right to change that if it is ever proven that it is unnatural methods in which he is accomplishing this. This just makes me think of Star Wars. What is it? Shit, I can't remember the Palpatine line right now. And some might consider unnatural. Anyways,
it's Michael Jordan for how long he did it. The points per game. The points per game in the playoffs.
Where are we stats? Jordan, yeah.
Putting it all together, it's Michael Jordan, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, it's either Jordan or Wilt, but I give it to MJ because once again, it led to more winning.
Wilt Chamberlain did have great statistics as well, but he didn't sustain it. But Wilt Chamberlain was number 1 in league leaders. He has 18 league leaders. I believe it was 7 point per game and 11 rebounds. Now, I did not give him the assist one, even because, he won the assist title. He did, but he didn't. They may have given him the assist title because that particular year, they were giving it for total assists. Per game assists went to Oscar Robertson. Sorry. Voted on accolades. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's got 6 MVPs. He's got 2 finals MVPs. He's got a multitude of first-team All-NBAs, all defenses. Michael Jordan is right up there, though, but Kareem has just a little bit more.
I agree.
Mental fortitude, leadership. It's got to be Bill Russell. This is a guy who was down in 1966, 68, and 69. 3-2 or 3-1 between those 3 series. Came back to win them all. 10-0.
Yo, 13 minutes. Are we still doing just a criteria? Is he just gonna fire shoot the top 30 after this? This is cool though. This is one hell of a criteria he's got here. Where are we? Mental fortitude, we're at durability.
In game 7s. 17
leadership.
And 2 if you count the 58 finals against St. Louis where he was injured for half the series. 17 and 2 when facing elimination. There's no example better than Bill Russell in that situation.
Yeah,
durability.
I like to call him the greatest winner of all time.
Karl Malone, the guy barely missed any games. Now there is a guy.
What about Wilt Chamberlain though? Didn't he always play all every single game, every single minute?
in my top 35 who's even above Karl Malone, but he didn't make my top 30. But Karl Malone, as far as all these players go, was
AC Green. I have a creeping suspicion. Maybe it was AC Green. Because, yeah, that guy, we called him, what did we call him? Iron Man, because he never missed a game.
Was the best in durability. Conference competition. Kobe Bryant.
Agreed.
He actually had the toughest competition within his conference and division of anybody on the top 30. Regular season success. It was Larry Bird. He never won less than 50 games. Tim Duncan didn't either, but he didn't win as many 60-game seasons as Larry Bird did even, and he played more years.
Crazy.
And then number 20 is not blowing leads. Bill Russell never blew a lead unless you count the 58 finals. If you do, then he's got one. Michael Jordan has one. So it's kind of a tie between the two. So there's my criterias, how they're weighted, the order I put them in, how many points they're worth, and now we'll get down to the actual ranking.
Okay.
First, though, honorable mention, you could call this 31 through 35. Isaiah Thomas, he'd be 31. Nowitzki, 32. Stockton, 33. Elvin Hayes, that was the guy who scored the highest on durability of anybody on the list.
Oh, wow.
He'd be 34, and Dolph Schayes would be 35. All right, here we go. Fresh, brand new, top 30 rankings. Here's 30 through 16. Number 30, Rick Barry. He was at 32. He moved up 2 spots. Now, as you see, there's 690 possible points.
Interesting.
A perfect score. If someone got a perfect score on every criteria, they were in first place, they would get 690. Rick Barry coming in at 505 in 30th. Now, I don't like ties, but Bob Cousy and Charles Barkley tied.
Wow.
They're tied at 28. They both have 508 points. Cousy was 28, so he didn't change. He's just now tied for 28th. And Barkley was 26. He moved down 2 spots. 27, John Havlicek. He moved down 2 spots because I gave him credit for 1 championship as the best player. I could not tell in the 2 that they won in the 70s with Dave Cowens. It was like a co-best player, so I just gave him credit for 1. And I gave Cowens the other one. Of course, he's not in this. But Havlicek did move up 2 spots. He's now 27. Dwayne Wade, man, this dude almost cracked the top 25. He leapfrogged Barkley because he was at 27. He's now 26. He's 1 point away from Elgin Baylor. Unbelievable. Elgin Baylor stays the same at 25. Kevin Durant actually fell again, another spot. He keeps falling in my ranking. 2 spots, actually. He was 22. He's now 24. 518 points. He did great in stats. He had a few voted on accolades. Did pretty good in like regular season success. But like playoff success, meh. He was middle of the pack. And he only got credit for 1 championship as the best player because, again, who was better, him or Curry? I just gave him 1 each for those 2 championships.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I would personally have Wade over Kevin Durant because, yeah, I mean, Wade has that 1 year where he dominated all by himself before he had all that help. And, yeah, I know he had Shaq and all that, but that NBA Finals, he dominated pretty much by himself. KD, he hasn't won without outside of him joining the champion, the already champion Warriors. He hasn't done it. So I don't know. D Wade created his castle. Kevin Durant joined another castle and won a couple. I value Dwayne Wade more.
He had some great teammates that he did not take advantage of. So Durant is at 24. It's where he is. Bob Pettit fell as well. He's at 23. He moved 3 spots, but he's only 1 point ahead of Durant. Now, Durant does anything nice this year, he'll move up, maybe a couple of spots.
He's playing good.
Number 22 is Giannis. He moved up 2 spots. That championship as the best player and having a fairly weak supporting cast really helped him out. He's already at 22. Now, a 10-year peak for both Giannis and Jokic, that's what hurts them. You look at their 10-year peaks, not that impressive because they haven't had a 10-year peak yet.
I was just about to say they're entering their peak.
Giannis has had closer to 1, but more like 7 or 8, and Jokic is like 6. I mean, he really hasn't done much at all. His first 3 years, he didn't even make the playoffs. That hurt him as well by missing the playoffs 3 times. But either way, Nikola Jokic moved up 2 spots. He's now at number 21.
I mean, personally, I think it's way too early to rank either of these two anyways. Like, we'll see where they are in another 10 years from now. And I have a feeling Jokic is going to be really high on this list. Hopefully Giannis, too. I really like Giannis.
Robinson moved up as well. He's at number 20 because the other guys fell. Kevin Garnett, number 19.
Wow, KG over David Robinson. I don't know about that one. But I mean, it's cool. It's your list. And Karl Malone over David Robinson. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Exactly the same. So did Karl Malone at 18. Stayed the same. Oscar Robertson moved down a spot because one guy shot way down. He's now 17. He was 16. Moses Malone, he moved down a spot. He was 15. Okay. He's now 16. Number 15 is Jerry West. He actually moved down 2 spots. I was like, wow, Jerry West. I always hold him in such high regard, but it fell where it fell.
Hey, top 15 is crowded now. It gets hard.
547 points. That's where he fell. Steph Curry, but he did not move at all. He's still at 14 because someone else had more than he did. And that someone else was George Mikan, 13.
Interesting.
Almost to Dr. J. Mikan moved up 4 spots. Now, again, he's tough with the 10-year peak because he barely had one. His longevity was not good. His durability was not good. But the championships, he didn't have a chance to get voted on accolades, or he'd be in the top 10. But he sits at 13, not bad. Dr. J, he was tied for 11th, but he moved to 12th by only 1 point because the guy he was tied with, LeBron James, is now number 11 by himself. He was tied 1 point more than Dr. J. Shaquille O'Neal is at 568 points. He did not move. Tim Duncan did not move. He stayed at number 9. Wilt Chamberlain moved down 1 spot. He was 7. Now he's 8. Olajuwon swapped with Wilt because of the 2 championships as the best player. Wilt had 1.5 because in 1972, Wilt and Jerry West finished 2nd and 3rd for MVP. Impossible to say who for sure was the best player, and he was the best player in 1967. But Hakeem Olajuwon had 2 for sure as the best player. So he moved ahead of him at number 7 now. I was pretty happy about that. I love Olajuwon.
Yeah, me too.
But again, I let the chips fall where they may. Kobe Bryant, he moved 2 spots. Sorry, Kobe fans, but when I put in as the best player criteria, he's got 2, which is great. But unfortunately, Larry Bird's got 3, and that just slipped in ahead of him. And Kareem, I gave 2.5. I gave him 1971, I gave him 1980, and I gave him half of 1982 because I wasn't sure. So I do halves when I'm not sure in that situation. But Magic Johnson did not change, but Kareem did gain a little bit of ground on him through other stuff. And Magic stayed 3rd. But as you can see, like I tell people, Magic Johnson has 591 points and he's 3rd. Hakeem Olajuwon has 582 and he's 7th.
Yeah.
So that means within 10 points of each other, Olajuwon, Kobe, Larry Bird, Kareem, and Magic. So my thinking is you could rearrange that in any order you want, and you'd be right in line with where I am.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I kind of stand by it when it comes to my own list. Like, the top 5 is pretty much locked in place for the time being. But 6 through 10, man, it depends on how you feel sometimes that day. Because there's so little room in a top 10 and so many great names to throw in there. It's impossible. Someone's going to get left out. And it's hard to say who's 9 and who's 10. You know what I mean? Like, it really is difficult at that point. But 1 through 5, I think I like this 1 through 5 I'm looking at right here. It's pretty nice.
Magic,
I mean, I would move some stuff around, obviously, but that's everybody.
High as 7th. You could have Olajuwon as low as 3rd, and you'd be right around where I am. And of course, Bill Russell didn't change. In fact, he gained a little bit on Jordan, a little bit. And of course, Jordan is at number 1. Now, the people that want to say stuff like, oh man, come on, how can you have Bill Russell? The dude lost 2 series in his entire career. I don't care who was on his team.
I mean, for me, the only like real shocker here was Carmelo being ranked above David Robinson. I mean, we got a multi-time champion versus a 0-time champion, and I'm a little confused.
There ain't nobody with that kind of success, not playing for 13 years. In one of the series, he was injured. And how'd the team do? They got beat. But whatever. And no surprise, number 1, Michael Jordan. Jordan and Russell are closer, a lot closer to each other than Russell is to Magic. I mean, it's insane. And I know people either don't know about Russell that much, or they look at his field goal percentage and his points per game and think they got him all figured out. Well, let me tell you something. Go look at what Kevin Garnett's points per game are for his career. He's got 2 more points a game than Russell. Is anybody calling Kevin Garnett a one-way player? No, I didn't think so. And
that's a good point, man. That's a valid point.
Bill Russell had 7 or 8 defensive players of the year to go along with 5 MVPs, 11 championships, and anywhere from 8 to 10 finals MVPs. What would you be saying then? If they would have had all those awards, there would have been almost no choice but to call Bill Russell the GOAT. Forget about stats. This dude is bringing home hardware, what you're playing for. There's my rankings. I'll do another one when the season is over. I'll go back and take a look at everybody. But people were asking me about it. I did it. It did take a lot of work.
Looks like it.
Here it is. The chips fell where they fell. I'm not showing any favoritism. Now, there were players I was rooting for. I wanted them to be in spots, but sometimes it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have Jerry West at 15. I'd probably have him closer to 12. But he's 15 right now. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I would have Elijah Juan in my top 5 because I thought he was that good. But the system did not bear that out. He's at number 7. Larry Bird's in the top 5. That's one I was happy about. But like I said, it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button.
Done.
If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content.
All right. Well, so first of all, link is down below if you want to check out the channel, you guys. I guess I misunderstood what this video was going to be, because I thought this was going to be his top 30 of all time, but it turns out he like basically created an algorithm to try to create the definitive top 30 of all time. So it took me a little while to kind of catch up and understand what he's trying to accomplish here, which I think is pretty cool. But I would also play devil's advocate and say, I bet a lot of your subscribers and a lot of your fans want to know what your personal top 30 is, or your top 10 or whatever. Because, I mean, I know what you're doing here. I know what you're doing. This is like a FU to that official list that came out on, was it Bleacher Report? I think it was a little while back. And we all like, we were all livid about the list because it was total BS. So like, this is kind of you like doing a non-biased method of doing it, which I thought was actually really cool. That took a lot of work. And the cool thing is with your algorithm, you can do this year after year after year and see how it fluctuates over time. But I'm still curious what your top list is. Because that's usually how it goes. Because a top list is a lot of opinion. It's a lot of preference, and we all kind of define our own criteria. But I think it makes it unstable, but it also makes it kind of interesting because we get to see what each individual cares about and what they value when it comes to greatness. But anyways, this was a cool video, great list, lots of great players on this list. There's no two people who are going to agree with anything. Even he's saying he just, you know, he respects the algorithm, but he's like, yeah, I would place these guys in a different order too. So even he's not going to agree with his own list. So it's a crazy thing, man. If you guys have actually sat down and made like a top 10 or a top 20, it gets challenging. It really does. Anyways, you guys, I am out of here. do me a favor and hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and most importantly is to be water, my friends. Peace out.